It's rough for, obviously, many brides and grooms out there. That's because, according to the Knot, there are 845,000 weddings that are supposed to be scheduled between March and May just this year in the U.S. But as a result of COVID-19 and the outbreak, couples here in New York and really around the world have had to call an audible on their nuptials.
We were supposed to be married April 4th in Kauai.
I cried every time we called every vendor. I was probably crying for the first 3 or 4 days.
Brides and grooms of all walks of life have had to put one of the biggest days of their life on hold.
This year in 2020, we have weddings in the Southamptons, New York City, Westchester County, and they've all obviously been impacted already in very different ways.
Tri-state events planner Lisa Antonecchia says that some couples are opting to still legally get married on their scheduled wedding day.
We're hoping and praying that, you know, we can go to town hall, and if not, we have family members and friends that are ordained. So one way or another, we're going to get married.
Danielle and Peter have been able to lock in a new date, but not until 2021.
Take it day by day and breathe. It's okay.
Jessica from Long Island, along with her fiance Andrew, are also shifting plans for their big day in East Meadow.
We're paying the same across the board, but there was no penalties. We just picked a new date. So my wedding was supposed to be March 28th. So instead of the final bill for the venue being due March 28th, it'll be due the day that we actually have the wedding, which is November 28th. So we lucked out. We even got a Saturday of this year.
And if you're not able to snag a Saturday, some newlyweds-to-be are opting for Thursday or Sunday dates. But like just about every other industry, the outbreak is making a financial impact on the vendors.
Most people in the event community are sole proprietors. They make their own money, they work for themselves, and they hire a big workforce throughout the event timeline.
This goes for DJs, bands, florists, and caterers. Chef Plum is a private chef in Manhattan in the Hamptons.
So it's really tough to see these guys who are really, really talented people in their craft kind of not have something to go back to. But I tell you what's really come together for it is what's amazing to see, Ryan, is how many of these chefs have come together to help other people, to come together to make food for first responders and things like that. It's really been uplifting to see at such a bad time.
The resounding advice to brides, grooms, and yes, their families too: keep calm and keep in close contact with your vendors.
How can we reschedule these events? And we want to postpone them. That is our goal. When can we get them back on a calendar so that we can have these glorious events for these people at the other end of this?
Yes, we got to keep the faith, still get married, of course. The Knot and Wedding Wire have launched a 24/7 hotline. It's all for couples they can call with any wedding planning questions or concerns, 833-998-2865. And just a little bit of extra advice, make sure you hire reputable vendors and have a contract. That way, if you get into a scenario like this or whatever it may be moving forward, there's no gray area. You know what's happening here. So, Carrie, so many people impacted. Again, from March to May, 845,000 couples in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's just so uncertain right now. A lot of people don't even know when to reschedule for. Yeah. Ryan, thanks so much for that update. Meanwhile, the latest on our top stories is coming up next. Good Day Wake Up. We'll be right back. Stay with us.